Ever since I was a kid, I used to look up at the sky and think that stars were people who had gone away, but still wanted to see what we were doing down here. That's what my mother told me one night when the power went out at home. She said every star had a story, and some shone brighter because someone on Earth still thought about them. I believe that with all my heart. I grew up in a simple family, in a small, noisy neighborhood. My dad worked night shifts, and my mom did everything she could to take care of me and my little sister Clara. We were inseparable. She was endlessly curious, always asking why the sky was blue, why rain fell, and if you could talk to clouds. When I told her you could, she'd run outside and shout up at them, waiting for an answer. Life was simple, until one day it wasn't. My mom got sick suddenly, like someone blowing out a candle. Months of hospitals, medicine, and silence followed. I was only 15, but I already felt the weight of being the man of the house, as everyone said. I still remember her last words to me. Take care of your sister, and never stop looking at the sky. Those words carved themselves into me. After she was gone, everything seemed to fall apart. My dad drowned himself in work and grief, and I became the wall between him and Clara. I tried to hide my pain, but at night, when she was asleep, I'd go outside and stare at the stars, trying to find my mother's. Sometimes I swore I saw one flicker, just for me. Time passed and life pulled us in different directions. Clara grew up, I earned a scholarship, and I moved to another city. Leaving her was hard, but I promised I'd always come back. College was everything I dreamed of, but my heart always felt divided, half here, half there. I texted Clara almost every day, and she always ended her messages with the same line, "Don't forget to look at the sky, big brother." Years flew by. I graduated, got a job in a tech company, and somewhere along the way, time started slipping through my fingers. I visited less, texted less, and realized I was becoming one of those rushed adults I'd always said I'd never be. Then one day, my father called. Clara had been in a car accident. My world collapsed. I dropped everything and rushed back home. She survived, but she was in a coma for weeks. Every day, I sat by her bed, talking to her, telling stories about our childhood, about Mom, about the stars. I told her the sky was still full of them, and that Mom was probably watching over her twice as much now. No one knew if she could hear me, but I didn't stop. It felt like my voice was the only thing keeping her tethered to this world. One night, after nearly a month, I stepped outside the hospital to breathe. The sky was clear, and one star seemed brighter than the rest. I remembered my mom's words and closed my eyes. I asked her to let me have Clara back, even if just for a little while. The next morning when I returned, the nurse told me Clara had opened her eyes. Her recovery was slow, but she came back. And the day I took her home, she looked up at the sky and whispered, "Mom was with me. She told me to come back." I cried, unable to speak. Maybe it was imagination. Maybe not. But deep down, I knew she was telling the truth. Now years later, everything's okay again. Clara graduated, works with children, and still has that same curious smile. I've built my own life too, but I always make time to look at the stars, just like I promised. Sometimes when I see two close together, I like to think they're my mother, and all the parts of myself I've learned to forgive. Every now and then, when life feels too heavy and the world too fast, I visit my father's house, sit in the same backyard and stare at the same sky. Time has passed, but the stars remain, steady, silent, almost as if waiting for me. I finally understand what my mother meant. The people we love never really leave. They just change places. Life doesn't give back what it takes, but it teaches you to keep what matters. And I keep it. In the stars, in my memories, and in that small piece of hope my mother left behind. Because in the end, love doesn't disappear. It just changes shape, spreads across the sky, and keeps shining, even when the darkness feels too deep. And it's there, between one star and another, that I always find my way home.